exciting her. And that excites me, so I hope you're all enjoying this. Like I said, don't go anywhere. She will hopefully pop out into a more clear area, which will allow us to get you some better views of her. Let me just try and reposition now, because she has become somewhat stationary. We might be able to get a glimpse of her face here. And it's that face that you need to see to be able to identify the leopards. Well, not the only thing, but it certainly does provide you a view of the spots which can be used to help distinguish one leopard from another. Sniffing the bushes very, very intently. And I think that may even have been a phlegm grimace that we got to see there, which is a grimace that when they curl up their lips to open up an organ to process smell better. So it's not only their nostrils, but also an organ called the Jacobson's organ, which is used to help process scent better, and that's situated on their upper lip. Look at that tail flicking from side to side. What has happened here? Whatever it was that she could smell, I think just ran off. I heard a small rustle in the bushes, and she almost got a little bit of a fright. Oh, there it is. It's a genet. Look up in the tree there. Awesome, VM. Can you see it? This is incredible. You very, very seldom see genet during the day. It's a nocturnal animal. And this is incredible. Lucky genet, though. It escaped the leopard. And I'm surprised the leopard didn't continue trying to catch that genet, because it's up a very small tree. Where's the leopard gone? Okay. Not heading into an area that suits us greatly. But I'm guessing that a general eastern direction of movement will be the one that she continues to follow. At least I hope it does. Maybe station copy here. Get any station copy here. Apologies, my earpiece, I just noticed had been pulled off my branch as I was driving past. So she's just moving parallel to us at the moment, and I want to get into a position where hopefully we'll have her walking towards us. So again, bear with me for a moment. Very tricky business for VM on camera, but he's doing a great job tracking her through this thick undergrowth. Well, that was a first for me, everyone. I've never seen a leopard flush out a genet during the day, and it's testament to how good their sense of smell is. There's no ways that leopard would have been able to see the genet in there. The only way it would have known is from its sense of smell. And that's why we saw that tail flickering and that body language of hers intensify as she got excited by the prospect of this genet. just saw a steenbok run off now. And now I see the leopards followed up behind. It's parallel to us. It's very thick here, so apologies. It's difficult to see, but the action continues. And now this leopard appears to be chasing down, or not chasing down, but following rather, at a slow-paced trot in the direction that this steenbok headed to. Steenbok's a very small antelope. I just want to try and go a little bit further forward, and then that way we should get a good view of her. She has disappeared. But this is what leopards do well. Vian? Is she just behind those trees there, I think? A fallen down tree. Well, this is a mystery to me. I really thought that she would have continued in her direction following that steenbok. But unless she darted off in another direction, she should be here. How bizarre. It took us only a few seconds to go around the termite mound, and in that time, she appears to have vanished. Well, just as quickly and unexpectedly as we found her, it may appear that we're going to lose her equally as quickly and easily. I'm not going to give up on her, though. Actually blown away by the fact that she has disappeared. She was right here where we parked now. Oh, I need to try and establish where to go next in order to try and relocate her. In the very short time that we haven't been viewing her, if she hadn't been moving, which I'm guessing she would have, she could be a considerable way off. And in this thick push, it's going to make for a tricky but not impossible relocation. Well, I think myself and Vian have got our work cut out for us here, so let's focus on doing that, and we're going to cut across to Hayden. If we have any luck relocating on this female leopard, whoever it may be, we'll certainly let you guys know. Catch you later.
Folks, we've just turned up to Buffalo Silk Dam. I wanted to come up here and have a look because I was in the area, and I thought it might be just worth checking to see if, excuse me, whether any of the predators had come up here for a drink. And it's always just good to check these water holes when you're close by. There was also talk of elephant up here earlier, but we've got ourselves a hippo, and that's always a good thing. it's really interesting how the hippo population moves around here at the moment. There's no other hippos, and Andrew's just scanning around. You can see the size of Buffelshoek Dam here. There's no other hippos in here at the moment, but the other day there was 3, and then I heard from the guides that before that there was only 2. So the transition, or the cross sort of dam population is really transient at the moment. It looks like it's just the bull in here by himself, and females come and go from this. But I have sat here and I've seen like 15, 18 hippo in here. So they will travel vast distances overnight to get to those water holes, and it just depends on what the vegetation's like. If there's good vegetation around, they prefer the shorter, greener grass than the coarse grass, and that mouth is designed perfectly for that, as you know, with that beautiful big square lip at the bottom. Really nicely designed. I'm just turning my game drive channel down. But adult males, goodness, they can get up to 3,000 kilograms, which is, here goes the mathematics again. 3,000 kilograms. I should have an app for this, shouldn't I? 3,000 kilograms is about 2,300 pounds, I think, around that. That's a bit of a guess. No, sorry, no, that's not right. I've done that the wrong way around, haven't I? No, I think it's more likely other way around, double the kilos. So it's about 7,000 pounds, I'd say, as it is a bit of a rough estimate of a big bull. But really hard to tell how big an animal is under the water with just the nostrils and the head and the eyes. Perfectly adapted, as you can see, to just spend most of the day submerged, a semi-aquatic life that they lead. In the colder months, they'll come out and haul themselves out onto the sandbanks and maybe stay in the warmth of the sun a little bit until they get too hot or the sun gets too extreme, to protect their very, very sensitive skin. Then they go in the water. Joining us. Terry wants to know if the elephant's dung is not that well digested and there's still nutrition in it, could they re-ingest it? Well, the first point of it is that it probably wouldn't be as palatable for them as fresh vegetation, that's for sure. But they... and that's the reason why they wouldn't do it. They're designed very, very differently. I don't know many animals that eat their own dung for reasons of nutrition, but there might be situations that go on, a psychological situation that might be going on. But coming back to elephants, I have seen in the Kruger National Park on one occasion, many years ago, back in the mid-90s, listen to me, old man, back in the mid-90s, where I was travelling through there and there was an elephant kill, or an elephant died, sorry, not an elephant kill, so an elephant died, an old animal. It was in 1992, I think it was, or 3. There was a drought anyway, I can't quite remember. But the drought was so severe that animals were having to change their behaviour. They were having to modify their behaviour and live close side by side. Most animals don't want to risk injury. There's no need for them to. If they're going to eat the other animal, well, that's a different story. But if they've got to just coexist, then they probably would rather just coexist than risk injury. For example, the crocodile lying right next to the hippo and so forth. But I saw this episode where there was a lion feeding on this elephant carcass on one side, and then there was a crocodile right on the elephant's trunk trying to have a bit of a twist and a turn at that, but didn't have much success. And then a hippo came up out of the water and started to feed off the stomach contents of the elephant. That's how tough times were. It was bare ground. And I saw that happen, and I thought to myself, wow, this is coexistence at its finest. These lions were at one end of the elephant feeding, and the hippopotamus was feeding from the stomach contents that were opened up, and that all that sort of vegetation, all that as we saw, not quite. It was actually probably more nutritious at that point than it was as dung. But so that's hopefully answered your question, mate. And I do think it's a great question. Elephants are quite inefficient at digesting, but that's the only time I've ever seen elephants' digestion being eaten, and it was by another animal. But great question. Thank you very much, mate. He's gone underwater now. We're just looking at a bit of open ground, so I'm going to move on probably. There's not even a bird to be seen really. There's a couple of starlings on the outside, but a bit too far away. Alright, what we should do is probably see what Scotty's up to. I know he was going through some bundu bashing there to try and find this leopard for you, so let's go back to Scott and see what he's up to. Okay, we'll see you just now.
Welcome back, everyone. And just to recap, Liam and myself had a brief sighting of the female leopard just a few minutes ago. There goes my hat almost. And she was moving in an easterly direction predominantly through some quite thick vegetation. We lost visual of her. She appeared to be following a steenbuck that had run off, a small antelope. And we've looped around hoping that she would have come out onto this road where we're going to search for her now. Anywhere from here, we could potentially get lucky and find her again. So keep your eyes peeled and help myself and VM to try and track down this leopard again. Thanks very much to Ellen, who is one of our leopard identifying experts. And Ellen's not sure from the brief glimpses that she got, but she agrees that it could be shadow. So, the female leopard that we don't see very often, and regardless of who it is, all of the leopards we like to see. And let's slow